group after group coming to the river,
yeah,
and swimming across. So it was really interesting to see how the militia, the Border Patrol, the Texas National Guard,
yeah,
all collaborate together.
yeah.
And I know I've talked to agencies east of here.
Mm-hmm. I'd like to thank the sponsor of today's video, Glow with Natalie. The fear of wrinkles sometimes stunt my self-confidence. I tried anti-aging serums, natural health supplements, and everything in between. Nothing seemed to work, and I was starting to lose hope. But that's when I was recommended this amazing new face serum, and my life has never been the same. My results with Age Glow have been nothing short of miraculous. Within no time, this product helped reduce the appearance of fine lines, return my skin's elasticity, and give my skin a more youthful glow. My skin is much more vibrant now and is tighter, firmer, and smoother than I've ever seen it in years. I highly recommend Glow with Natalie. Get it today for up to 38% off for a limited time by going to glowwithnatalie.com or clicking the link below. Hey guys, what's going on? So I am here at the border area, lodging in this beautiful, beautiful property. And I just kind of wanted to recap last night with some clips that I am going to highlight here. Some clips that were also not included in last night's footage just because the coverage and the data wasn't quite there and I didn't want to drain my battery. But yesterday we were surveying the border area with PFA, Patriots for America, who is a militia that actually assists in whether it's rescue or if it's assistance, and they cooperate with the National Guard and the Border Patrol and have a really good relationship with them. So that's really good. And so yesterday we arrived at the border area in Eagle Pass, and it was actually in an area that I've never been before. So I've been to Eagle Pass, but it was always behind the fence. And we were actually able to go into the area and actually get a little bit closer to the river. And so when we got there, initially on the banks, we could see that there were people kind of surveying how to cross, from Mexico. And some of them, they kind of went back. They didn't really return. And then some did actually cross. And the waters were actually really, really cold. Yesterday, the temperatures, they were probably around the 50s and they dropped into the 40s. So it was really, really, really cold. But yet people are still willing to cross, and they did. So these are the people that crossed. They said that they were from Cuba. And, as you guys know, Cuba is one of the cases, if this is true that they are from Cuba, Cuba is one of the places that do typically have a good asylum case. So, we always have to approach this with truth and with reality that despite there being an overrun and as well as, an exploitation of the border situation, there are still some of those countries, but, it is getting pretty out of control. But at one point we did ask if, there's like a siren going on. At one point we did ask them if they were fleeing from communism, from socialism, and they said yes, that they were not happy with what was going on. ¿Cuánto más?
Vamos.
Hola, ¿cuánto más?
Oh, ya.
¿Y ya?
Oh, ya.
¿De dónde vienen? ¿De dónde vienen?
De Cuba.
Ay, madre, qué mal me siento. Un poquito más.
Socialismo. No es bueno, ¿verdad? El socialismo. No.
No, it's bad, yeah.
¿De dónde vienen?
De Cuba.
Oh, de Cuba.
Ay, nosotros perdimos la ropa seca, mi madre nos muere.
La ropa se nos perdió ahí con...
¿Tienen pistola? ¿Tienen algo? No.
No, no
No
tenemos
tienen.
nada.
Ok.
Un celular y se nos
Cuchillo,
perdió.
nada, ¿verdad? Ok.
¿Podemos poner la ropa?
Ropa, si se nos perdió la ropa.
Luego soltar eso solo día para aguantar.
No, mira, yo tengo yo tengo dedo. Porque tuve que agarrarla todo el mundo, no tengo dedo.
Señor, por favor, siéntate, please.
Nosotros todos.
Sí.
Sí, todos, por favor. Yeah, they just said that they spent 1 month traveling over here from Cuba.
Todos lo perdimos, sí, ahora.
Spent a whole night traveling from Cuba.
They spent 1 month.
A month.
A month traveling from Cuba.
The ones we caught from Nicaragua, they were on the road for walking for a month and a half. So
That's a long time, man. It's very dangerous.
I'm from Namibia.
All right, I got Miss 𝘰𝘶𝘮𝘬𝘪𝘬𝘪 who just ran for Congress. How are you tonight?
Cold, but
Cold, yeah. You ready to jump into action?
yeah, we just got to the border and we already have people all the way from Cuba crossing
Yep, that's right.
the water. It's cold out here.
Yeah, it really is. And they just crossed.
I'm fascinated at how they're not even afraid. Like they're not nervous.
They've probably been.
They might have a drug.
And as you can see, they try to bring as many great resources. When I say they, I mean PFA. That's who I'm referring to. They bring great resources to the border. That's 𝘰𝘶𝘮𝘬𝘪𝘬𝘪. She just ran for Congress, and straight out of the race, she jumped into action. And so they always have like great volunteers in that respect, where if there's that type of assistance needed within their own specialty and respect, the people will volunteer for that. So she was out there for EMT or for that type of assistance. And so with that being said, these people, they came in soaking wet. It was cold. I couldn't imagine. We kind of like surveyed them for weapons. They didn't have any weapons on them. And from there, we just kind of waited a bit for more activity.
Some information for that. They might have AGs. You got people starting fires and stuff on islands and across the distractions. Good process.
Oh, really? Starting fires like in Cuba and like.
No, I'm talking about here on the border.
Oh, here on the border they'll start.
If you look out here,
Right,
there's a little
and we saw the fire over there.
Well, that's a different. They'll set them right here along here.
Oh,
Right
wow.
in here on this island.
Okay.
So you'll see them. It's been going all day. They just put it out.
Oh, I see. So we just saw these people cross over. We said that they came from Cuba. We're right now in Eagle Pass. So it was actually kind of crazy. On the way to the border, we saw like there was a fire in the distance, and sometimes we'll see stuff like that, and what happens then is that that's really used as a distraction. And you'll see that a lot with the coyotes, the cartel men. What they'll do is they'll set these distractions out, so that way either BP or officials, whatever, the authority, patrol authority will go over to that section rather than pay attention to what they're about to do. So this is what this militiaman was talking about, that there was actually an island in the middle of the crossing. And within that island, a lot of times what happens is that they will set that on fire. So that way it's like they have to put that out rather than turn their attention to the people actually crossing over. Right?
have to ask opposite.
What's up, Ivory Hacker? Guys, we're at the border. This is me, Ivory Hacker, Alicia Rigg, just ran for Congress. We're here with Border Views. We're over here looking at crossings. And it's been since last summer that I was at the border, as you guys know, and I brought a friend with me so we can assess and survey what is going on at the border. I know that has been very hush-hush lately. And I'm going to flip the camera around for you guys because I want you guys to see Abbott's Wall here. So this is Abbott's Wall. This is Abbott's Wall. I'm here with Ivory Hacker.
Key missing section to this wall and the migrants we just met. The migrants we met knew just where to go.
Yep.
To hit that missing section and walk right in. And of course, Border Patrol was waiting with open arms. Just to give you guys a sense of.
Guys, take a look at this. This is supposed to be Abbott's Wall. Like, take a look at this. There's no wall. There's no chain link.
Hey, Natalie, can you hold mine and I'll just show like how high it is here. Here, viewers. Greg, Abbott's Wall. I mean, it would. I mean, as long as it's not electrocuted, you can
Right.
step right into it. So
Right.
we should catch up to Greg. But you don't need to. You don't need to climb this wall because there's a big section open back there. The fighter flare flashlight back in there.
Maybe down this way.
That fighter flare is something amazing.
You see the flashlight? Mine's the brightest one.
This is. Oh look, we got a purse.
The other way?
Just across the border from Mexico. What's the Mexican city just across the river?
Piedras Negras,
Piedras Negras.
which means black rocks in English, guys.
That's the Mexican
All right,
city.
so actually, this is great example. This is exemplary that the Abbott's Wall is not working, guys, because there is an active path. As you guys can see, there's articles of clothing,
trampled down path here.
and there's a created path. So whatever Abbott's pandering or whatever he is trying to do with that barbed wire mangled mess out there, it's not working. Obviously, there are gaping holes and pores in the border.
It's nice that he's doing something, but I sit there and just wonder, like, did he do it for a photo op?
Okay, so I was editing and I actually wanted to add this into the commentary, but you know, you guys saw me and Ivory, we were demonstrating how the wall wasn't really complete, and that was Abbott's proposed wall. People don't know that. People don't know that this is actually like a big barbed wire mess. And people think that, like, okay, cool, like, you know, he's saying these things, but like, we're not actually surveying what's actually happening at the border. So you can see through this footage that we're walking through a path within the reeds where it's already created. It's been well traveled over and over and over again. And you see all the articles of clothing on the floor. Another thing that I want to comment on is that a lot of times within these paths, within the border, whether it's on the Mexico side or the Texas or, you know, whatever border state it is, within these types of areas where there's reeds and articles of clothing, that's where you're also going to find the rape trees. And the rape trees, if you guys don't know what those are articles of clothing taken from the victims who are sexually exploited. So a lot of times these are women, these are young girls, and they are young boys. They can even be men, but what it is to the cartels is it's a game. It's a sport for them where they will you know, for as a trophy piece. They'll take an article of their clothing, whether it be a undergarment like a bra or some panties, and they'll hang them on the tree. Now, I'm not saying that this area that we walk through is that, but I'm just saying that these are the typical areas where you will find those type of trees, and it is sick. But this is actually what's going on. So, you know, that barbed wire fence mess, whatever that was, completely ineffective, because as you can see, we were able to walk right behind it, give you guys that type of footage, and show you what's actually going on and how they're actually crossing despite there being some sort of barbed metal mess behind us. All right. Okay, do you guys see those migrants over yonder? Those silhouettes over there? Let me wipe my lens here. My bad, guys. My badness. Okay. So if you guys see those migrants right over there, they were crossing, and then mid-cross they just stopped. And they, in Spanish, they said that they're gonna do it tomorrow. Mañana, they said. We caught the last word, mañana. So they got in the water. First of all, they got in the water, and they were standing there for about a good, I would say, like 10-15 minutes, just kind of, I guess, deliberating what they were gonna do. I don't know what kind of communication they're receiving or what. But they were just standing right there all together for like a good 10-15 minutes, and then they were going to cross, and then all of a sudden they just turned back mid-water. So we don't know what the heck is going on. But there you go.
There they are. They decided to get back on shore.
What's up, guys? What's up? All right, make sure you tell those migrants to like and subscribe. I can't stand you.
What did they say?
A free Indeed 7 says, make sure you tell those migrants to like and subscribe. Dude, you're funny. So Ivory and I have recently been hanging out. Ivory is also a Houstonian, and so it's a crazy story. Recently they gave me the patrol rotation for this militia rotation that we're at right now, and I wasn't gonna go because obviously I'm not gonna come, you know, to the border by myself. And then very randomly, Ivory had some intel about the border, and she asked me about it, and then it kind of provoked her to want to come to the border. And I was like, it's crazy, because it was literally the day before that this rotation was starting. She was like, let's go to the border. We should go to the border. And I was like, well, you know, I do have knowledge of a militia coming to the border in the rotation. So she's here now. This is Ivory Hecker. You guys know her.
Hey guys.
What's up? So Ivory, what was your first experience yesterday? I know you've been to the border, but I don't think you've ever seen it in action with people crossing. What was like your first impression?
It was just very interesting to be there at night when the traffic is really happening, you know,
right.
Group after group coming to the river,
yeah,
and swimming across. So it was really interesting to see how the militia, the Border Patrol, the Texas National Guard,
yeah,
all collaborate together.
Yeah.
And I know I've talked to agencies east of here, mm-hmm. where they've got the Texas Parks and Recreation,
yeah,
game wardens are involved in helping secure that part of the border. So it's like all these different groups trying to do something to stop this giant surge.
Right.
But yeah, seeing it at night when these people are they're willing to survive the cold and right. just dive into that water
right.
to try to find a better life in America was really stunning to see.
Yeah, it was. And you know, you see how they come over kind of, I don't know, some of them are coordinated, some of them are not quite coordinated. I know that with the first round of people, they allegedly came from Cuba. You know, it takes a lot of coordination and collaboration somewhere for that to happen. But then we also see, and you guys will actually see it further down in the clips, there was a group of single adult males, about 4 of them, that were about to cross. They stopped and then they went back. But what was your first assessment of that, seeing that there was that form of coordination in crossing?
It was just like so interesting to me that like they can see us, we can see them, we can hear each other too.
Right.
And both sides kind of knows what the other one's up to. And just the fact that they're monitoring us and we're hearing them say, they're literally in the water already. They're starting to swim, and then they're like seeing us better and hearing us better, and they're like, maybe mañana. Yeah. And then they start going back, and then you're like, okay, the fact that they don't want to greet us on the other side tells me that they are up to some mischief. You know, so, you know, and the people who said they were from Cuba, they swam right up to us, and they gladly gave Border Patrol their IDs and everything. So it was like, they seemed like, you know, they were in serious search of asylum. Even though it was probably not the most legal way to go seek asylum. Right. The fact that they weren't trying to run away from authorities, but these other, that following group, it was like, okay, they didn't want to come near any Americans. So what were their intentions? Right, exactly. So what do you expect tonight? Like, are you anticipating more activity? Is that what you want to capture? Or, you know, you just don't really know what to expect? Well, I just want to show what the reality is. You know, when I came down here, I was like, I have no idea if I'm going to actually see any migrants coming across or not. We hear about this big surge, so let's see if it's actually happening. And that was the case last night. We saw group after group come up to the river. And then we saw a couple groups turn around and say, no thanks, we see Americans on the other side. But hearing what the militia says, what the Texas National Guard says, that this is an all night, every night thing, I'm assuming that tonight we're probably going to see something pretty similar. Right. And what was your impression, actually, this is something curious, with the National Guard being there, with the way that they they don't really, they're not Border Patrol, right? So they don't do Border Patrol duties, but they kind of are there to kind of like middleman. What is your impression about that kind of position on the border? Well, it tells me that Governor Abbott and you know, our Texas government here is doing what they can. The Texas leaders are kind of answering the call of their frustrated citizens who are saying, why is our border being invaded so much? And we just feel like Biden's CBP isn't doing enough, so let's do what we can. But then when we saw Texas National Guard apprehend a couple of Mexicans, they had to just hold those people and wait for Border Patrol to show up, because it's the job of Border Patrol to handle, you know, people coming across the border. So and same with the militia. So all these groups collabing, in the end, it's up to Border Patrol having enough agents to actually process these people. Right. And they are short-staffed, you know, as you know, with the dirty juice and all that, you know, they've been kind of expelled, not expelled. The Fauci-ouchie, yeah. I mean, so, you know, they're expected to be social workers, data entry, Ubers, you know, so their job is like really, really overwhelming for them, and then there's not a lot of them. So I really appreciate the work of the militia collaborating with NG as well as BP. But anyway, we will be back with another recap possibly tomorrow, but you guys will definitely see our live stream tonight. We're going to go back to a different area, and so we will see. But in the rest of the clips, you guys will see NG in action, and you know, the rest of the apprehension. So with that being said, guys, we'll catch you tonight in a live stream, and I'll put a little notice out on Instagram. So if you guys are on Instagram, I'm not on Truth Social quite yet. I'm not in the club, but once I do, I'll be sure to post updates there too. So anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching the highlights video. Thank you, Ivory, for giving us your thoughts and your observations. And thanks for your expert experience. You've been to the border many times. This is only my second time.
Me? No. No, but it definitely, it's astounding to see it different each time. So anyway, guys, we'll catch you tonight, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
All right. Cool.
Doesn't make it any better having to carry this thing forward. There's no way to get from the drainage ditch to there. I'm down for getting wet. I mean, there's a reason why I bought new systems. These were the two that weren't fast enough with the guard.
Where'd the rest go?
They jumped over the fence.
Oh, they're gone into Texas?
Yeah, no, they jumped the fence. I mean, it wasn't. It's okay. Acá arriba, conmigo. Venga, ¿voy a llevar eso o no? ¿Rápido? Claro. Claro, también quiero que lo hagas porque no. Venga. Thank you.